Yet another video talking about how being woke is similar to being gay. For one thing, it can be super fun. Another thing, it's hard to discover, it's hard to know whether you're woke. Um, Another thing is that you feel a little different than everybody else when you start to be woke, and you find that you have to start hanging out with different kinds of people. A lot of people don't accept you or understand how you feel about certain things, and how can you be so spiritual and still be so negative about slapping chicks at the sports bar? Ha ha, we're just having fun, sports bars are cool. um, so it can create those sorts of social situations where you no longer want to be a part of it, right? Because whether you're gay or woke, you don't want to be around, I mean, around somebody who's not understanding you. So anyway, the woke observer already resides within and beyond you. The you that is asleep believes that the sleepy you is all there is to you. In other words, the ego self or sleepy self, which is like a portion of the ultimate infinite consciousness, which is beyond duality and form, has fallen asleep. I'm going to say that again. In other words, the ego or the sleepy self, which is a small contraction of the infinite consciousness, has fallen asleep, and it dreams up this world where it becomes the center of the universe. It's like the main character, and anything that happens is happening to it, something like that. And it forgets completely that it was a dream. Like, that's part of the deal. Part of the whole process of being sleepy. It's on purpose. Like, we go to sleep on purpose. We're woke. Like, you are watching this video, you are woke. You have a woke observer, and you know that you're watching this dream go on, and you're like, I can't believe he thinks he's so asleep when he's actually just no, but you are woke, and you have that in there, and that's the observer. Anytime that you begin to uh, observe your thoughts, you get a little closer to the observer. And then if you can observe the observer, bam, now you like really feel one with the observer. That's what being woke is. You're the woke observer, and you're observing the sleepy self and the other sleepy selves, and it makes you have a lot of compassion for all the other sleepy selves when you realize that you're just watching people sleepwalking or acting out a karmic pattern that has very little to do with who they are now today. Um, and that's why there's something called the recognition sutras, or the secret of recognition, which is a classical Vedic text that I just remembered, and I recommend it to anybody. If you want to Google the secret of recognition or self-recognition. Anyhow, I'm going to keep going with this. So the sleepy self not only, is feeling like small and separated from the rest of the world, it feels inadequate usually. And it feels like it's too small to be part of it, because to be part of this big old world. So in reality, the sleepy self is constantly kind of trying to get back to that feeling of, I am infinite love, and not only that, I am loved infinitely. And instead, it keeps finding itself meeting limitations and feeling, maybe some people didn't like him or me or whatever. And that creates contractions, and that makes it even more sleepy and more sleepy, until finally it realizes that, like, you can give yourself that same love that you've been looking for out there. Usually, a lot of times it happens because you just give up trying to be this sleepy self that somehow is gonna get the same amount of love that you were used to getting when you were woke. So, because it feels so like that, let's see, it feels so taking place of things. Well, in reality, this big world is taking place within a dream. The bottom line is to remember, even when you are occupying and operating as a sleepy self, that no matter what, at the end of the day, no matter what happens today, no matter what is said, no matter what you do, no matter how horrible, at the end of the day, you are still just as loved, just as whole, just as complete, just as divine, just as beautiful, and just as true as you were when you were born, as you were when you woke up, as you were the last time that you felt loved and accepted. You're still equally loved and accepted no matter what, because the woke you is constantly accepting the sleepy you, constantly. And that knowing takes so much stress out of the day, makes you drop the fight. Like, you don't feel the need to fight the day so hard, or like to be right, or to fight for your version of justice, which sometimes, stand up for your friend. I'm not saying not to do certain things, but it takes away the grime and the, like, why this is so intense is because some part of us really believes that, like, our lovability and our worth depends on whatever is happening outside, and it doesn't. No matter the true reality is, the woke reality is that nothing which happens outside here can change or influence the amount of love and beauty and wholesomeness which is being experienced in the primary reality, which is the beyond and deeper than the outer reality, which is just love. It's just basically just God just waiting for you to be ready to receive a little more love. Like, it's just there for you. It's free. It's already free. You don't have to do anything to earn it. And yeah, just have that with you. Take that with you. Realize that sometimes the sleepy self is letting the dream trick him or her into getting a little more sleepy. That's what pain does. Pain makes us sleepy until it finally wakes us up. If you hit like a rock bottom, which can be great, and no matter what part of the journey, it really does inevitably come back around. That's what consciousness does. It comes back to knowing itself, and then it falls asleep, comes back to waking up, and then it falls asleep. It's like you're breathing and exhaling. Everything in this form of duality is cycles of, oscillation. Like I'm got cold, now I'm getting warm. Now I'm getting cold. I was ill, now I'm healthy. It's just a matter of, like, being able to see both the illness and the healthiness as the same beingness. Love you.